Good morning. Welcome to our daily devotion. It is Friday, May 21st. Still excited about how well it went Sunday, our first time back together in 14 months. And then got together with Impact on Tuesday nights, got together with Crash on Wednesday nights, and there was a good crowd. There were 19 of us at Crash, 10 at Impact. So God is starting us off with a bang. Good morning, Serena. Good morning, Marcy. So I'm excited. I hope that many of you that came last Sunday will be able to come again this Sunday so you can hear the rest of the message. Good morning, Grace. Good morning, Emma. Last Sunday we learned that there will be rewards in heaven, and this Sunday I'll be teaching how to gain those rewards. So you don't want to miss it. We're in Matthew today. Matthew chapter 22. I'm going to read verses 23 through 33. So let me read them. That same day the Sadducees, who say there is no resurrection, came to Jesus with a question. Teacher, they said, Moses told us that if a man dies without having children, his brother must marry the widow and have children for him. Now there were 7 brothers among us. The first one married and died, and since he had no children, he left his wife to his brother. The same thing happened to the second, the third brother, right on down to the 7th. Finally, the woman died. Now then, at the resurrection, whose wife will she be of the 7, since all of them were married to her? Jesus replied. Now, interesting here, before we go on. The Sadducees were always trying to trick Jesus. The Pharisees, the religious leaders, they were always trying to trick Jesus because Jesus had such a great following, and people were amazed at his teaching, and they were jealous of that. So they were constantly trying to trick him. So they come here now with this law that Moses had, that in the Jewish custom, if you were married and you had no children and you died, then your oldest brother would have to marry your wife then. And then if the same thing happened to him, then the next one would have to. It was just the Jewish law that was given to Moses. So they're trying to trick Jesus with this, saying there was 7 brothers and none of them. So she was married to 7 different ones. So when she gets to heaven, whose husband is she going to have? Interesting question from them. So Jesus replied, You are in error because you do not know the scriptures or the power of God. At the resurrection, people will neither marry nor be given in marriage. They will be like angels in heaven. But about the resurrection of the dead, have you not read what Jesus said to you? I am the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. He is not the God of the dead, but of the living. And when the crowds heard this, they were astonished at his teaching. Now, here's what's interesting now. Good morning, Christina. Good morning, Paul. Here's what's interesting now, okay? How many times have you heard people say this? My mom just passed away this past year. My dad had died, over 50 years ago. And I heard many family members saying, boy, your mom's going to be so happy to see your husband again in heaven, and Harvey's going to be so excited to see his wife again in heaven. And that seems logical, doesn't it? I mean, some of you that are married now, or some of you that have children, if you had a child that died at, say, a young age, and now you were getting towards the end in your life, you could be thinking to yourself, wow, I can't wait to get to heaven to see my child that I haven't seen now in 30, 40 years that died at a young age. You would naturally think all that, right? I mean, that would be something to look forward to. But Jesus is telling us, no, there is no marriage in heaven. Now, what does he mean there's no marriage in heaven? This is what I believe, okay? Scripture tells us that it describes heaven as a place where your eyes haven't seen, your ears haven't heard, and it hasn't even entered your mind the good things God has prepared for those that love him. So most of us have experienced marriage. Most of us have experienced having loved ones. We know that. We know what that's like. Heaven is beyond that. Remember, it says it hasn't entered our minds. It is beyond. So as great as marriage may be for you, as great as having children, or in my case, grandchildren that I love so much. God is telling us heaven is above all that. It's not like it isn't meaningful, but it's insignificant. It is insignificant in comparison to what we're going to experience when we get to heaven. Gosh, I mean, that alone should make us just hunger for heaven. The fact that it is beyond a marriage. I'm sure many of you have seen marriages where they're just really close to one another, and they really love one another, and they're inseparable. I think of Amonte and Imelda. You all remember them. Amonte's had cancer, and we didn't see him last Sunday, so I got a hold of Imelda, and Imelda said, well, Amonte's not doing real good right now, so keep him in your prayers. So Amonte's life may come to an end. When that happens, Imelda's they've been together close to 70 years. That's a long time to be married. They're close to one another. They love one another. Nobody disputes that. And yet, if Amonte were to die and go to heaven, and then Imelda were to die to go to heaven, that marriage would be insignificant in heaven, because heaven is beyond that. They've experienced that love. They know what they've gone through that, and Scripture tells us that you haven't imagined the good things God has prepared for those that love Him. Wow. That's why we're talking the Sundays now about receiving these rewards. We don't know what these rewards are when we get to heaven. All we know is that they're going to be beyond anything that we've experienced here on earth. And that's why God tells us to build up treasures and rewards in heaven, not here on earth. Because the rewards here on earth are insignificant. You could win the lottery. And let's just say it's $500 million. How happy would you be if you all of a sudden won $500 million? Yet, that joy only lasts for your lifetime. The rewards that you get in heaven last for eternity, and they are greater than winning the lottery. What are they? I don't know, but I can't wait to be there. I can't wait to get there. I can't wait to get to heaven, for the fact that it's beyond marriage, beyond loving your children or grandchildren. It's beyond all that. It's like amazing. And then Jesus goes on to say that we will be like angels. He says you will be like angels. Says neither married nor given in marriage, they will be like angels in heaven. And yet listen to this even. In 1 Corinthians, it tells us this in 6:3. God tells us this, do you not know that we will judge angels? Do we not know that we will judge angels? We will be even above angels. The angels aren't going to judge us. Jesus is going to judge us. We are going to judge angels. How? I don't know. Maybe we have an angel that's protecting us, taking care of us, and when we get to heaven, we'll judge how good a job that angel. I don't know what it's going to be. It doesn't tell us. But he does tell us that we're going to judge angels, which means we will be above angels. So, goodness, heaven is going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. That's why when Irene died, naturally we miss her. We miss her here on earth. Liz misses her. Kea, her granddaughter, misses her. But she's in a place where beyond anything we see here on earth, way beyond anything we see here on earth. Tell people all the time, a Christian that dies and goes to heaven, if God were to tell that person, hey, if you want to, you can go back to earth. I'll let you go back to earth. Why would they want to come back to earth when they're experiencing something beyond anything they imagined here on earth? There's no way you'd want to come back to earth. I hope this spoke to you. I hope this gave you encouragement, especially if you're getting close to the end of your life. I hope this gives you great encouragement. Good morning, John. I hope this gives you great encouragement. Share this if it meant something to you so others can be encouraged. Thank you for joining me this morning. I'll see most of you, I hope, again tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. God bless you and have a great day.